Sherritt. Don served our community for 10 years as a provincially appointed member and chair of the North Grenville Police Services Board, which oversees how policing is provided in North Grenville.
All you need to do is go and look at what's happening at the town of Greater Napanee, home of the Quinte Detention Center. The Quinte Detention Center is important and something I think we can do a real good comparison. Has the capacity of 228 prisoners and is very close in size to the 235-bed facility proposed for North Grenville. Greater Napanee taxpayers have been responsible for Quinte Detention Center policing costs for as long as people can remember. The average annual calls for service that are directly related to that correctional facility. We're not talking about calls for service to other parts of the community. These are just calls for service to their detention facility. And it represents 13% of the municipality's overall calls for service. So what does that mean? In 2020, those calls for service directly related to policing the Quinte Detention Center cost this municipality $297,000. That's $297,000. Equating to approximately a 2.5% tax increase year after year after year. From my perspective, there's two takeaways. One is if you live in a municipality that has a correctional facility within its boundaries, and the OPP responds to a billable call for service, as property owners, us, you're going to pay for that call, and over the year, that could amount to hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. The second takeaway is that North Grenville has a small tax base of only 7,507 properties. And if we are to avoid the additional tax burdens that other communities with existing correctional facilities are currently facing, the residents of North Grenville need to challenge, and I mean push, really, really push, our local representatives to stop accepting at face value the provincial government's questionable, if not hollow promises like this correctional facility is not going to cost you any money. I've heard that, and I'm sure you've heard it. It's not true. Unless the province plans to gaslight an entire municipality, they need to wake up and realize that we understand the cost that this community will bear should the Eastern Ontario Correctional Complex be built. And these additional costs are simply unacceptable. And I think regardless, everyone here is anti-prison, so am I. But I think even those that aren't sure of what their position is or are pro-prison, I think if they understand that this could result in an increase of their property taxes, I don't think anybody thinks that's a good idea. And the whole point is don't be gaslighted, don't fall into the myths that I think are being generated by the province and our own municipal representatives. Thank you.